Well, staying with housing, if you're a first-time buyer, you're likely to need a hefty deposit, certainly if you want a decent mortgage rate. But what if you don't have the savings? Well, Rob Pittham has been to Buxton in Derbyshire to look at one idea from the building trade to help people onto the property ladder.
Take a house buyer, take a house. Put them together and you've got a sale. Well, that's how it used to work anyway, but across the UK, house sales have slumped in the recession as buyers have struggled to get mortgages. Now house builders like Miller Homes, which built this development at Buxton, are offering their own loans to home buyers.
With the market being quite difficult, we thought that it would be beneficial, particularly with mortgages being so tight, to actually come up with a product which actually helped the customer get onto the ladder, particularly at the lower end, without that difficult deposit that they have to fund.
So how does the scheme work? Well, a two-bedroom apartment on this development would cost you just under £108,000, but to buy it you'd actually have to raise just £81,000 yourself. Miller Homes would loan you the 25% or £27,000. You'd have to pay that back in 10 years' time or when you sold the property, whichever is the sooner. But it's worth pointing out that what you actually have to pay back is not £27,000, but 25% of the market value of the property at the time when you pay back the loan. There's also a government-backed scheme across the industry called Home Buy Direct, which offers buyers loans of 30% of the asking price. Edaman Ketsi has used a shared equity scheme to buy her first apartment.
It has taken me a while, finally, to get a place of my own, and I was thinking at one point that it was going to be near on impossible. It's been nice that the house prices are going down, and I know everyone keeps saying it's a buyer's market, and it is to a certain extent, but obviously you still have to be able to afford it. So I was looking at renting, but it turns out that the mortgage that I'm paying now is actually cheaper monthly than it would have been to rent a room in a shared house.
The schemes seem to be working for Miller Homes. Sales in the last 2 months are up 50% on the same time last year.
I think this is here to stay, particularly for the first-time buyer product, and the government's committed to it with the Home Buy Direct scheme. The Chancellor announced in the recent budget that there was another £80 million being invested into that scheme, so I really do think it's here to stay at least the next couple of years.
This company will build 2,000 homes this year, and 40% of them are expected to be sold through shared equity schemes. It's an idea that will play an important role in any recovery in the housing market.
Rob Pittham reporting there. Of course, our own Naga Munchetti has been helping show you what's happening to the property business across the country all this week. She's taking part in that new series on BBC Two called Property Watch. Well, the third of those programmes is on BBC Two tonight at 8 o'clock. And it's more than just the TV show. There's also a special website full of interactive gizmos so that you can tell us how you feel about the property market. The web address for that, bbc.co.uk/Property Watch. Some more of the news that you need to know.